With controversy addressed and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Revealing that Liv Morgan's stalker, who has since been arrested and is facing charges, reached out to him on Cameo. Devon Dudley told Duke Loves Wrestling, "This one guy hit me up on my Cameo. He basically was asking me, hey, Devon, can you help me meet Liv Morgan? I really want to meet Liv Morgan." I go, okay, number one, I don't do that. You have to go through the proper personnel in WWE. But other than that, no, I cannot do that. I'm sorry. And then he proceeds to get mad. That's effed up. You don't care that me and Liv are gonna get married one day. I go, bro, please tell me you're joking. He goes, no, I'm not joking. Liv is my soulmate, and she just doesn't know it yet, Devon. And I had to look at myself in the mirror. I said, Devon, you are out of your mind going back and forth with this idiot in this conversation now. And I just blocked him. I showed the picture to Liv, and Liv was like, oh yeah, I know him. He's been bothering me, stalking me for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna go meet Liv. I'm gonna show you, Devon, that she loves me. I immediately called John Cone in WWE. This guy is giving me scary vibes. Make sure she has security. He was arrested earlier this year. He attempted to break into Liv's home, and he had an air rifle. And he left a note, and then he showed up to the Performance Center, charged with burglary and interstate stalking. You were 100% right, bro. This guy was completely off his rocker. After Sheamus faced Javon Evans at an NXT live event in St. Paul, Sheamus would praise the NXT star, saying this in a clip.
Not only are you an unbelievable high flyer with so much gifted ability, you're also a tough bastard, fella. Tonight, you earn my respect and everyone else's respect in this building here in St. Paul. The future's in safe hands, lads. So do us all a favor and kick Gunther's arse this month.
Asked if she would return to WWE for the Women's Royal Rumble match, former WWE Women's Champion Jazz told Ring the Bell, "Oh, the Royal Rumble. You asking me if I get the call? Oh God, give me a heads up so I can prepare myself. Don't let it be a 2-week notice. That's all I ask, okay? Give me at least a month so I can prepare myself. More mentally, but physically as well, so I can get in the gym, work on my guns a little bit, But yeah, just give me a little heads up, and I'll most definitely be prepared." Jazz was then asked, "But seeing the girls at Evolution, did you want to jump in the ring with them?" She replied, No. Let me tell you, no. These girls are phenomenal. They're phenomenal. I know my role. Like I said, give me a heads up. Unless I have a spot like Chelsea Green. All I need is an entrance, baby. All I need is an entrance. We have so many dream matches in our heads. Give me my entrance. Let me get to the ring, get through the ropes, and then you can just toss my little ass right on over. That's all I need. With Wes Lee departing NXT and returning to TNA as Desmond Xavier, Fightful Select provided this update on his status. Xavier returned to TNA after his years-long run in WWE as Wes Lee at TNA Turning Point to rejoin his Rascals brothers. Fightful Select has confirmed that Xavier is not under contract to TNA. However, there are creative plans for him moving forward with the team. We've heard that there is expected to be interest in the Rascals outside of TNA. Following SmackDown, Io Sky faced off against Roxanne Perez. Rhea Ripley was in Io's corner, while Raquel Rodriguez was in Roxanne's. In the final moments of the bout, Rodriguez tried to get involved, with Ripley stepping in. Here's the clip. After AEW announced that they would be creating a new championship, the national title, those from the NWA took issue with this, as they already have a national title. Breaking his silence on the matter, AEW President Tony Khan addressed the gossip on a live stream. When I recently announced it, I saw a lot of talk online, and there was chatter from people from other promotions and people all over. Wrestlers are going to talk and say stuff. That's totally cool. I ended up having a nice conversation about it with the president of the NWA, Billy Corgan. The NWA National Championship has a great history of its own. When we created a national championship, I saw NWA wrestlers saying, "We have a national title. AEW is a separate company and we have our own lineage." Billy, I have a lot of respect for him and what he's doing. We're trying to do something different here. I love the traditions of pro wrestling, and I had a nice talk with Billy. We haven't talked in a long time, and it was good for him to do this. To any wrestlers anywhere in the world, particularly you in the NWA, you might be happy to hear Billy and I had a nice talk about this. I'm sure he would say the same. Revealing how WWE changed when he returned to the company after neck surgery in 2000, Stone Cold Steve Austin told Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Dirty Mo Media, "I just think that was still the last days of the wild, wild west. And I love it. Has something to do like, introducing a restrictor plate. Guys starting to be a little bit more micromanaged. Things had to get a little bit more of a friendly tone, a lot more corporate sponsors coming in. I'll never forget when I had to leave in 2000 to get my C3 and 4 fused up because I had some neck injuries, and when I came back, that's kind of when every now and then they started handing you something like this. And this is what you were going to say. If you're going to talk some trash to me, I'm going to listen to you talk that trash. And I'm going to go out there and answer everything you just said. We're tearing each other down, but we're building each other up. We're working together, right? We're trying to sell tickets. That's business. I don't work from memory. I work from what I feel in my heart, my gut, and then put it together with my brain. Now it's way more friendly. It's micromanaged. Back then, we didn't even rehearse. We just did it." During that same interview, Steve Austin talked about his life following his in-ring retirement in 2003, saying, "I don't miss anything because I've been away from it long enough, but when I had to, man, I had to pull a plug on myself, and when I got dropped on my head, I bruised my spinal cord, and there's a lot of neurological issues that I still deal with. I was running hard on a personal level, and then I was beat to shreds because I wasn't taking no time off, and it's a hard life. I had to ride off in the sunset after that, but dealing with that, walking again, retirement always sounds like the R word, always sounds like the holy grail. You work your ass off because that's what we're here to do, and then you enjoy retirement. Hell, I retired when I was 38, man. You know how much money I left on the table? I mean, not just about the money, it's about the good times, being with the boys, traveling down the road, being in front of a crowd, getting that adrenaline rush. That's what I lived and breathed. I didn't handle it well, and for about 3 years, I drank, I hunted, and I fished, and just did a lot of stupid stuff. And one morning, I woke up and I went in the bathroom and I just looked at myself in the mirror. It's a true story, and I didn't say this out loud, but I was thinking to myself, dude, the things you're doing are not conducive to living a long life. You need to slow your ass down. I didn't have any desires on being a movie star, nothing like that, but I was driving a forklift before I got in the wrestling business, and as much fun as that was, and I loved it, after being on top of the world in the wrestling business, I didn't want to drive a forklift again. I said, you better get your ass down there to Los Angeles and try to do something in the entertainment business. Wasted about a year out there still, searching for the bottom of a lot of bottles, and we found some people and started making some. I call them low budget movies. Someone with a big ego would call them independents. Hey, low budget. When I first retired, I was so upset that I had to leave the business that I loved. I had to be completely away from it. I couldn't even watch it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. If I can't be the main guy, I don't want to be any guy anywhere around. All of those years later in 2009 or 2011 when they did Tough Enough, I had been away long enough. The wounds had healed, and I wanted to be closer to the business. I didn't want to be taking bumps, but I wanted to help people learn the trade. I drank for a living and wrestled on the side. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.